Viewers asked that I work on Celia's outfit next, so let's do this. The Princess and the Frog, the movie where Celia's father, Dr. Facilier, comes from, is set in the Roaring Twenties as its time period. And if it's the Roaring Twenties, then probably nothing is more symbolic than the flapper dress. Between Celia and Freddie, I thought Celia can handle the dress better because of Celia's normal hairstyle. It's hard to give any kind of headdress for Freddie because of her pigtails. So I started doing some research on flapper dresses. Two types of dresses appeared when I searched for flapper dresses. There is the pastel, solid colored dress, and there is the party dress with lots of fringe and sparkles. I wanted to go for the colorful fringe version. These types of dresses also seem to be called the Gatsby dress. Although I think Celia would look great in the pastel colored, more conservative looking dress, based on her current outfit, I think Celia would choose more colorful Gatsby dress. So basically, the inspirations for her outfit are the flapper dress or the Gatsby dress and Celia's current outfit. So I'm thinking of lots of geometric shapes and colorful lines and lots of golden colors to depict the Art Deco of this time period. We're going to keep the base dress color as dark purple. The pattern for the dress comes from previous project, but I made the width of the dress narrower. I originally made the waist wider because flapper dresses have more straight, loose cut that do not really highlight the waist. But it looks really odd on Celia because these dolls have smaller upper body, so the dress really needed a waist. So I eventually gave her a waist. The dress is about knee length, although originally I made the dress pattern a little longer. Apparently, back in the 20s, having your skirt even below knee length is considered too much skin, not to mention those bare arms. Sometimes it's kind of interesting to read about the history of fashion, how people expressed their wish for changes with their clothes, and how these little changes in clothing become a norm over many years. Anyway, I was originally planning to put 2 layers of a fringe, but I ran out of thread and I decided to stop, so the dress got a little bit shorter than planned. You know, a knee-length dress wouldn't be considered too short these days. I don't think most people would really notice such subtle skirt length differences these days, other than maybe older women. They always notice these things. Quite fascinating sometimes how people notice these little things I never think twice about, and then they ask for my opinion, and then I'm fascinated for the first time that these little things have meanings to some people. I also ran out of time. An extra layer of a fringe would have taken me another day on this dress. I basically cut out 2 panels for the dress, front and back. I sewed them together, I hemmed the edges, open up the back so Celia can get in and out, and then we have the dress. That was the easy part, but the next step kind of took forever. We have to decorate the dress. I used the gold embroidery thread and embroidered the dress with lots of straight lines. I stitched the embroidery thread with tiny stitches. These dresses seem to have lots of elaborate geometric patterns with tiny little beads. I obviously cannot find beads that are that small. Even the smallest beads are huge compared to these dolls. So I wanted these stitches to appear raised so that it gives that tiny beaded look. Just painting the lines would have given a printed fabric look, not the beaded look. After the main lines were stitched onto the dress, I painted smaller lines and shapes with gold acrylic paint. Next, I worked on the fringe. The fringe is about 2 inches. I wrapped around the golden embroidery thread around a piece of cardboard, stitched them together, and then cut them in half. Then it looks like a fringe. Then I sewed the fringe onto the dress. I miscalculated how much thread was needed to make the fringe. I was only able to make 1 line. This dress does not quite feel like Celia. Celia needs more colors and more shapes. So I embroidered more lines and shapes using bright colored sparkly pink embroidery thread. And then added even more lines and shapes with trying to match the explosion of colors and shapes on Celia's current outfit as much as possible. And then the dress is done. Next, we need to work on her headdress. I made a headband by cutting out a narrow strip from the same dark purple fabric and then glued some rhinestones. I also glued a tiny skull. I think it could have been a bigger skull. Remind everyone that Celia is the daughter of Dr. Facilier. Here is the completed look.